I'm going to walk you through the 3 simple shifts to transform your ADHD mind from your daily battle in life to your biggest advantage in your life and your business. So who is this for? This video is exclusively for the business owner, whether you're established or you're just starting out and looking to scale, to the senior corporate professional, the surgeon, the doctor. Someone essentially who is very smart on paper, maybe even gifted in certain ways, but they know that they are not operating at their full potential and they are fed up of it. So if this is you, you can resonate with that. Lock in for the next 20 minutes because it might be the most important 20 minutes of your life. So in the next 20 minutes, what are we going to do? We are going to understand firstly and discover the real reason why ADHD minds stay stuck, especially as a business owner or senior corporate professional. And it has nothing to do with focus, discipline, or motivation. We are going to explore why willpower, productivity hacks, and everything that you've tried in the past has not created a lasting change and what to do instead. We are also going to explore how to stop the cycle, which is what I call the cycle of doom, the cycle of starting strong, getting excited, hyper-focusing, and then just burning out and then starting over again and again and again. We are going to learn exactly why that's happening and how to change that. We're also going to understand the hidden subconscious programs that have been running your life since childhood, the programs that deep down you didn't choose to have and you didn't even know were there half the time. We're also going to be looking at how to do all of this without relying on willpower, waiting years for confirmation with a diagnosis or another self-help book on your shelf collecting dust. So if you stick around, here's my promise to you. I'm going to reveal the exact step-by-step roadmap that permanently rewires how your ADHD brain operates at the deepest fundamental level so that focus, follow through, and emotional control becomes your natural state of living. So this framework genuinely saved my life and it's transformed over 150 lives in just the last 2 years alone. Does it sound like you? Do you wake up sometimes with a heavy chest, a feeling of anxiety and overwhelm flooding your body before the day's even begun? Or maybe you've got a to-do list and you're trying to tick things off the to-do list, but the to-do list is growing faster than you can even comprehend. And because the to-do list is getting bigger, you're unable to start any of it because you're feeling more and more overwhelmed by the length of your to-do list. So then nothing gets done. Or maybe you tell yourself, hey, listen, on Monday, I'm going to change everything. New me, new goals. And then by Wednesday or Thursday, you're like, what's wrong with me? Nothing's changed. Do you sometimes overcommit? You go all in, you spend a ton load of money, and then you suddenly burn out every single time because it didn't work out. Do you sometimes find yourself zoning out with the people that you love the most and you hate yourself for it? You've got your child trying to talk to you, your spouse, your business partner, and it upsets you how you just can't be 100% present for them in that moment. Or maybe you've got 100 internet tabs open in your brain every single time of the day. You don't know what it is. You can't shut your brain off. And sometimes it's 2 a.m. and you just don't know how to shut your brain off to go to sleep. Or sometimes you try to wake up and it feels impossible and you find yourself snoozing 10, 15 times just to get out of bed. Or maybe you're watching people with half the talent that you got, but they are 10 steps ahead of you in every part of your life. And you're wondering what's wrong with you. You have to put 300% more effort than them to just get 50% of the result. And that's frustrating. Maybe you find yourself masking, trying to find coping mechanisms or compensating every single day. You're trying to find a way to blend in so you can feel like you belong, because maybe the thought of not belonging and being rejected is terrifying for you. But if you can resonate with anything I just said, just know one thing, you are not broken. You just haven't found a structured system that actually works for your brain. And in about 15 minutes, you're going to understand exactly why it feels that way and exactly what to do about it. And once you make these 3 simple shifts that I'm about to break down for you, you're going to finally be able to wake up without that weight, that anxiety, that overwhelm in your chest every single morning. You're going to be able to start doing the things that maybe you've been putting off for months. You're going to be able to be truly present with the people that matter to you the most without having to mask or pretend to be someone that you are not. You're going to be able to actually look in the mirror and trust the person that's looking back at you. You are also going to stop chasing dopamine all of the time through shiny objects. You're going to be able to build something real and tangible that is aligned with your brain and how it works. You are also going to stop spiraling after every mistake, so the emotional roller coaster finally slows down. How frustrating is it to hear that negative self-talk in your brain all of the time? That voice that says you're lazy, you are broken, you'll never be enough. You see, it won't just get quieter, it will actually stop, and I am leaving proof of that. So if we're just meeting, who am I? I was the last person that you would have ever wanted to take advice from a few years back. I was an electrical engineer on the outside, very successful, but inside I was empty. I was overweight, I was broke, I was addicted to validation. I was very, very down in the dumps. I was very solution focused and I always knew that I could do better. I always knew I wanted to do more. I was never someone to just sit in my pain, but I just didn't know how to kind of take things to the next level and I felt stuck. And then I was told by the NHS that there was a waiting list from anywhere between 2 and 10 years. And that was not an option for me. I'm not going to wait 10 years to get a bit of confirmation, right? So then I found a credit card that I probably shouldn't have used because I never had that much money in the bank to begin with and I was in a lot of debt. So eventually I got a private diagnosis and I was officially diagnosed with the combined type ADHD, which apparently in his words was the most severe form of ADHD. And then they handed me some medication and I thought, great, this is the fix and I'm excited. But guess what? It wasn't the fix. It was the chaos. It made things so much worse. The shame, the self-sabotage, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the feeling stuck all the time in my business to grow. All of these things were still there. But if anything, I just crushed harder than ever. And when I was at rock bottom, I found out I was going to be a father. And for any parents out there, you know what I'm talking about. The love that you have for your kids is undeniable. So once I found out I was going to be a father, there was a switch in my brain that completely changed. Something shifted. And I realized that if no one was going to save me, then I had to find a way to save myself. And then I became obsessed. I started studying everything. I read over 100 books around trauma, around ADHD, the sciences. I read every single thing. And then I finally started to see patterns. And I realized that the problem was never procrastination or focus. Those were just symptoms. In other words, the problems that I had and the problems that I saw were completely two different things. And then I realized that the problem that I actually had that was rooted inside of me that needed to be fixed for a permanent shift was the subconscious program that was running my life since childhood. And I didn't even realize it at the time. And when I changed the operating system that was running my life since childhood, the symptoms very quickly just fell away. And then that's how the Triple R framework was born. So where am I today? I'm the founder of the worldwide recognized and accredited Mind Your ADHD Academy. We specialize in helping people that are struggling to grow, scale their businesses, struggling to reach their full potential, struggling to become the best version of themselves, not just for their business or their career, but for their families, for their kids, struggling to be present, struggling to fix all the struggles that I mentioned in my previous slides. We help them to do that in record-breaking time, and we make the shift permanent, which is why we stand out. We use a unique mechanism called the Triple R framework, which I'm going to walk you through right now. And the first R in the Triple R framework is the release the past phase. If you just imagine your life as a bit of a timeline, so you have your past, you have your present, your future. You can't move forward in life unless you have unchanged yourself from the things holding you back from your past. And this is where most people with ADHD struggle, is that they are trying to focus on a strategy. The people I work with are very solution focused, very successful. So if you imagine it from this angle, imagine riding a bicycle, and as you're riding this bicycle, you're trying to tow a lorry behind you. That bicycle is going to really struggle to move forward. So the first thing that we need to do is to release the past so we can unlock all the subconscious blocks that have been running your life since childhood. The first thing that we do is we need to understand that we cannot fix problems that we are not aware of, and we cannot fix problems that we do not accept. So in order to find the root cause of what's going on, be fully accepting of it and become fully aware of it, we need to go through certain specialist primary techniques to help you to unravel the real cause of what's going on in your life. There was a guy that came to me, he was a surgeon, a bone surgeon, and he had 30 years of therapy and spent £50,000 to unlock a specific trauma. But no therapist was able to unlock it for him. He didn't even know what it was. And within 2 weeks, we were able to find the root cause through these primary techniques and help him to unlock that trauma and let go. And from that point, he went from living his life at 10% potential to 100% potential. And it was just phenomenal to see. So in this phase, we need to identify the root cause of what's going on. We need to untangle the lifelong patterns that have been keeping you stuck, the traumas and the ADHD blockers that are holding you back right now in your life and making it very difficult for you to excel and move forward. And once we've found the root cause of what's going on, then and only then can we start to move forward in life. Because once you clear the clouds, then and only then can you see the sun. So once you've got rid of all the things that keep you chained to your past, now we can look at direction. This is where we get clear on exactly what you truly want in life and also why is that important to you. And once we get the bigger picture on that, we're going to do a life business audit. And once we understand the big context of where you want to be in, say, the next few years, then we are going to build a structured roadmap and a plan that works specifically for your ADHD brain, with it, not against it. Take Ashley, for instance. He's a 7-figure entrepreneur. Ashley was someone who struggled with rejection, bullying, feeling misunderstood and unseen growing up. To the outside world, he had it all figured out. But inside, this is how he felt. And he came to our academy only a few months ago. And now he's been able to release the chains from his past. And he's not only been able to let go of all the pain and the trauma that he's been carrying, he's now been able to excel in his business. And he's even become a motivational speaker himself, speaking on stages from all around the world. And on top of that, he's even become a business coach, helping business owners with ADHD to start, grow and scale businesses too. So he's doing phenomenal things just because he was able to release the past, and you can do the same. So now move on to the present phase, which is the realign the present phase. This is where we need to optimize all key areas in your life. As a business owner, as a senior professional, you are probably not just one role in your life. You're probably a husband, a father, a business owner, a friend, a colleague, you name it. And the problem is that where you play so many different roles in your life, the ADHD brain struggles to focus on one thing at a time. So then you find yourself giving 10% of yourself to everything, but 100% of yourself to nothing. And that's the biggest trap that people fall into. So this is now where we need to rewire your operating system so showing up becomes automatic, not a fight. So how do we do it? We need to install something called the 432 ADHD operating system into your life. This is a system exclusively taught inside of the Mind Your ADHD Academy that took me over 2 years to develop. With just a handful of minutes a day, you can permanently solve the things that you can see on the screen right now in 21 to 30 days. This is no joke. We've helped over 150 people, including myself, achieve this goal with the 432 ADHD operating system. So what does it solve? Things like brain fog. You know, you wake up in the morning or you're trying to get a task done and your brain is just so foggy you can't function. The mental chaos, the overthinking, the overwhelm, the self-sabotage. See, these are not character flaws. These are just systems that need replacing. It's also going to teach you how to thrive on structure, how to be organized, like the Richard Bransons, the Simone Biles, the Gary Vaynerchuks. These people that have ADHD, but have learned this 3 simple skills that you are about to learn to transform ADHD from a struggle into a strength. It's also going to help you to rewire your circadian rhythm, because most people with ADHD, they struggle to wake up in the morning and they struggle to go to sleep. They have really poor sleep. But if your sleep is really bad, what happens to your day to day? You are tired. When you are tired, you have no motivation to do anything. When you have no motivation to do anything, nothing gets done. And then you feel like a failure and then the cycle continues. So I'm going to teach you a system that by day 5, you're going to be able to wake up fresh as daisies without an alarm clock. The next thing that the 432 ADHD operating system solves is the negative thought patterns that are running your life right now. See, this can be reprogrammed subconsciously without willpower. If you imagine your subconscious mind that controls 95% of your daily thoughts, feelings, actions, and all the things that you do automatically, like breathing and blinking, I'm sure that you haven't forced yourself to blink or to breathe today, right? Well, if we were able to get your ADHD mind, get all the strengths from your ADHD mind and move it to the subconscious part of your brain, then you'd be able to thrive with ADHD like me, like the Gary Vaynerchuks, like the Richard Bransons, like the Jeff Bezos, without having to force it, because willpower and motivation simply are not sustainable in the long term. And there are so many more things that the 432 ADHD operating system solves, but if I was to show you everything, we will be here for 8 hours. But one of the final things that it solves is it helps you to find your purpose in life. But here's the interesting thing. You don't need to go and find your purpose. Your purpose finds you. You see, once you've got rid of all the trauma, the patterns, the ADHD blockers that have been keeping you stuck in your past for way too long, you've stopped overthinking, you've got rid of the anxiety, the overwhelm, the mental chaos that is running your life right now, the negative thoughts that you just can't shut off, struggling with productivity, struggling to be consistent, struggling with follow through, focus, taking action. Once you've solved all of these problems, then naturally your purpose will come to you. I had a client of mine come to me at 2 a.m. He literally called me up at 2 a.m. and he rang me about 3-4 times and eventually answered the phone. I thought there was something wrong with him. I picked up the phone. I was like, hey man, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, you dying? What's going on? He was out of breath. I'm like, what is happening? He goes, George, I need to tell you something. I got to him, what is it? He was like, I found my purpose. And I'm like, okay. And my wife was sitting next to me. My wife sits up now. She's like, is he okay? I'm like, yeah, babe, he's just found his purpose. She looks at me. She goes back to bed. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, what is it? He goes, I want to be a coach like you. I was like, all right, man, that's cool. He goes, I just wanted to make sure that you was the first person to kind of hear it, he said to me. And I was just like, listen, thanks for sharing it with me, man. We'll discuss it in the morning. And now this guy went to New Zealand and became a full-time coach, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I could not be proud of this person. And I also want to talk about Nero inside of the Mind Your ADHD Academy. Nero is someone who's really struggling with self-sabotage, feeling lost, and not knowing where to start. He wanted to ditch the 9-to-5 life and build his own business as a coach, but he just did not know what the next step should be for him to take. Eventually, he joined the academy, and as part of the academy, he went through the whole motion. He learned the 432 OS, he learned the Triple R framework, and he was able to build a new operating system for his mind. And today, he's been able to not only go on to build his own coaching business in less than 90 days, he's now become the head coach inside of my academy himself. So he's someone that you would actually get to meet too. And going from being stuck in a 9-to-5 to building up a business yourself, having clients all around the world, and then being a head coach in the Mind Your ADHD Academy is a phenomenal achievement for Nero. And I could not be more proud of him. And all of this was possible because he realigned the present, and you can do the same. And now we move into the redesign phase, which is the third phase in the Triple R framework. This is where we look at the future. We've got rid of all the past, the patterns, the traumas, the ADHD blockers that have been keeping you stuck. You've now cleared the clouds, and now you can see the sun. We've looked at where you are today. We've optimized all key areas in your life. Follow through feels natural to you right now. Productivity feels natural. Taking action feels natural. Being consistent feels natural. You are no longer overthinking, feeling anxious, or feeling that mental chaos or that negative self-talk that is running your life right now. Now you know what your purpose is. And now we are going to build on that momentum. So in the redesign phase, we are going to build, like I said to you, a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, 3-year, 5-year, and 10-year roadmap where the momentum is already high. You see, we are going to make sure that not only you build your perfect future, but the perfect future is fail-proof and aligned with the person that you was born to be. And this is no joke. This is something that we have helped over 150 people to achieve, including myself. And once we get you to this place, we are going to celebrate you. We're going to celebrate your wins. You are going to graduate. This is a worldwide recognized and accredited program. You will receive an accredited CPD certificate that you can then take with you moving forward as well. You're not just going to have me, but you're going to have a whole community of entrepreneurs celebrating with you too. You see, the goal here isn't to feel better for a day or a week. The goal simply is to become the best version of yourself that you could ever be, to reach your full potential and make sure that this is a permanent shift. And this is exactly what the redesign phase does. Take Richard, for instance. Richard is someone who was very successful. He was a businessman, an investor. He had a recruitment company. He done all these amazing things. But Richard was someone that hit rock bottom. He genuinely thought that there was no future for him. He was going through a very bitter divorce. The court cases were literally knocking him from left to right. He thought that he was going to lose everything that he literally worked so hard for. He started drinking. He was feeling anxious. He started hanging on by a thread. And in this situation, we were able to get Richard to a place where now he's calm. He's focused. He was able to go through the 2-year divorce process and come out on top, which is very rare for someone to say. He's got a new lease of life, as he puts it. He's someone that can now walk into life knowing that he can handle anything, that he can conquer anything. He's empowered and he knows exactly where he's heading moving forward. Without a doubt in his mind, he knows 100% he's going to get to where he needs to be. And I'm so proud of Richard for being able to redesign his future in this way, and you could do the same. And this brings me on to the 4th shift, which is all about investing in coaching. You need to stop trying to be your own coach, your own mirror, your own map. You see, what I realized when I was on my own journey for 2.5 years trying to figure this whole thing out myself was the fastest path to success is to firstly find someone who is where you want to be, but was once where you are today. The second thing you need to do is immerse yourself into everything that they do. Walk like they walk. Talk like they talk, act like they act, do what they do, say what they say, because success leaves clues. And the third thing is repetition. Repeat whatever they do, because eventually you are going to become like that if you keep doing what they are doing. I noticed that the best athletes, the best actors, the best entrepreneurs all have coaches. And it wasn't because they are weak, it was because this is how they stay at the top of their game. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best footballers in the world, has a football coach. Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors, has an acting coach. Tony Robbins, one of the best mindset coaches in the world, has a mindset coach. This is not a coincidence. Elon Musk has a business coach. So to put it simple, if you want to unlock 100% of your potential, you need to have someone in your corner who can take you to the next level. And don't get me wrong, you've probably got friends, family, your wife, your husband, your business partner, and I'm sure they all mean well. I'm sure they all genuinely do care about you. But friends cannot hold you accountable. One of the biggest reasons why you have not been able to break free from all of the struggles that maybe you're battling with today, just because you haven't had anyone outside of your friends and family to simply hold you accountable. This is why you need someone who will be your friend, but a professional friend, a person who actually knows where you are today and who's now where you want to be. And the best analogy I use is that you wouldn't try to climb Mount Everest without a guide. And rewiring your ADHD mind is exactly the same thing. Take Nikki, for instance. Nikki is someone who felt extremely stuck in her life. She knew that she had so much more to give, but for the life of her, she just couldn't figure out how to move forward. And today, she's now got clear purpose. She knows exactly where she's heading. She's been able to get unstuck. She now feels good enough to achieve anything that she wants to achieve with absolute certainty that she will get there. She's now been able to build a thriving coaching business, helping women that have just given birth to learn how to get back into running and get back into their fitness. Investing in coaching for her was one of the best decisions that she had ever made. So just to summarize the 4 steps that now you need to take. This is your roadmap. The first shift is the release phase. This is where you now need to go and release all the subconscious patterns, all the traumas, all the ADHD blockers that have been keeping you stuck for way too many years. The second shift that you need to take is the realign phase. This is where you go into the present and you start to optimize all key areas in your life and start to rewire your identity so showing up becomes automatic. The third shift is the redesign phase. This is the part where now you look into the future. You engineer a life built around how your brain actually works. So you know with absolute certainty you're going to reach your goals without a shadow of a doubt. And then the fourth shift is to invest in yourself. Let someone who has already walked the walk and has already gone over the bridge help you to go over the bridge without falling onto the sides. So now you have a choice. You have path 1 or path 2. Path 1 is you leave here feeling inspired. I'm sure you've taken some notes. And maybe Monday hits and you feel really inspired, but then again, by Wednesday, you lose momentum, you're back to square one, the chaos comes back, the overwhelm comes back, the same cycle that you've been running for many, many years comes back. You start watching another video, another YouTube video to try and help yourself, but nothing really moves the needle, and you already know how that story ends. Path 2 is you draw the line today. You draw a line in the sand, you stop being the person who almost changed, you get in the room, you do the work, and become the person that Ashley, Nira, and Richard became. These people were in your exact position once upon a time. You see, one thing that I realized in my own life is that there are two mindsets that we have. We have our current mindset and we have our future mindset. The current mindset is designed to make you make decisions that are going to keep you stuck in the same pattern that you are currently in. The future mindset, their job is to help you make decisions that are going to level you up and stretch you to get you to another place where essentially you're going to have a new result. So here's the good news. I've opened up my calendar personally over the next 48 hours to personally speak with you on a one-to-one basis, totally for free. There is no charges whatsoever. You now have the framework. Now all we need to do is personalize it into your life, your situation, and your business. And just remember that this is only for you if you tick all of these 3 boxes. The first is you need to be an established business owner, someone just starting out, or you need to be a senior corporate professional, a doctor, a surgeon, someone like that who is ready to level up in life and reach their full potential. The second thing that you need to make sure that you are is you need to either be clinically diagnosed with ADHD or absolutely certain that you have it, but maybe you just have not had a formal diagnosis yet. And then the third thing that you need to be mindful of is that you need to be ready to make these changes right now. This needs to be on the top of your priority list, and if it's not, do not book a call with me. So if you have ticked those 3 boxes and this is for you, and now you're ready to learn how to implement the Triple R framework into your life personally and get a tailored roadmap for you, then just simply book a call now. This is going to be a 90-minute call with me personally. We are going to map out where you are today, where you want to be. We're going to look at what's been holding you back, what's been keeping you stuck, and figure out the best path for you to take moving forward. So the final step for you now is just simply to pick a time of day below that works best for you. And once you've booked the call, me and my team will be in touch with you just to confirm that you have everything you need, like the Zoom link, so on and so forth. And I look forward to meeting with you.